Good morning, everyone. My name is Rudy Page, and welcome to another dialogue with one of our community leaders and stalwarts, Dr. DWAIN Neil OBE, the Chair of Reach Society. DWAIN, how are you?
I'm fine, Rudy, and good morning to you too.
Thank you. DWAIN, we're going to talk about celebrating cultural esteem, the book that you've written. But first, tell us a bit about yourself.
Thanks for the opportunity, Rudy. I'm the proud grandfather, as of Saturday, of a little baby girl and father of 4 children. But I'm also in that age category where I can safely say I've been retired for 4 years after having a commercial career spanning 40 years. But for the last 10 years, in fact, I'm at the start of the 11th year, myself and some friends have been running an organization called Reach Society that we founded for inspiring young people. And we're having a ball doing that. I'll say a little bit more later on, but inspiring young people is something we believe is our responsibility in the modern Black community. So we enjoy doing all of that.
Thanks for that. So, why was it necessary to write our guide for celebrating cultural esteem, Windrush Day, Thanksgiving Matters? And can you give us an overview?
Yeah, thanks very much for that question, Rudy, because it gives me an opportunity just to share with the viewers the significance of it. Folks will remember that in 2018, the then Prime Minister launched the Windrush Day, and that was to commemorate the contribution and achievement of the Windrush generation and their descendants. So, Rudy, you and I are children of Windrush generation, and indeed our children are grandchildren of Windrush generation. And we in Reach Society thought that was a pretty neat thing to do, because we all know individually and collectively what our community has been doing for more than 70 years in this country. And so we embraced it, and we wanted to ensure that as many folks in the Black community take part in that celebration. So just a quick overview of the guide. We started it by giving a tribute to 2 organizations that we've been aware of for decades, have been doing good work to ensure our contribution is not overlooked. One of them is the West Indian Association of Service Personnel, nicknamed WASP, and the other one is Windrush Foundation. WASP has been making sure that this country did not forget the enormous contribution of Caribbean and African soldiers to the Second World War. And Windrush Foundation have been working to ensure this country doesn't forget the enormous contribution of especially the Windrush generation. And we felt when the guide was being written that it was important to pay tribute to them.
Yeah, that's good. Arthur Torrington, of course, is still out there at the forefront on the Windrush generation.
Absolutely. Arthur Torrington and Sam King, MBE, recently deceased, were the founders and tremendous examples to our community.
Okay. So what is important about the Windrush Thanksgiving in the family?
The importance of Windrush Day Thanksgiving in the family is that it liberates our community from the grant that was launched at the same time as Windrush Day.
Sorry, it's a day of activity, isn't it? It's a day of activity.
Absolutely, the 22nd of June could be seen as a day of activity, but it comes with the bitter taste that if your organization applied for the grant and didn't get it, you might be discouraged from doing anything about the 22nd of June. And we did not want that to happen in Reach Society. So we took it on ourselves to launch Windrush Day Thanksgiving in the family. And we suggested to the community Do that on the Sunday immediately after Windrush Day, because you don't need a grant to gather your family around you to actually hear from grandparents their experience of this country, hear from your parents their experience of this country, and help those young people to understand what your hopes and ambitions are for them in the future. And that's been going for more than 3 years. And I can say lots and lots of individuals have been doing that and have been making wonderful discoveries in their families of things they just had no knowledge of. And also church communities have been holding services and gatherings to the same effect. So that for me is the importance of Windrush Day, Thanksgiving in the family.
Excellent. So, what's happened in the first 3 years of the rollout of this program?
Yeah, thank you for that question. We rolled out Windrush Day Thanksgiving in the Family on the January, immediately after the announcement in 2018. And I can tell you, everybody within Reach Society's network have been holding family discussions, and we've recommended our role models to do the same. And we know many, many of them have been doing the same. And I've already alluded to the fact that church organizations have been holding services, and that's a good thing. And what we are discovering from talking with many of those people is that they now see Windrush Day Thanksgiving in the Family as a celebration of cultural esteem. And it's not one person who said that to us, it's many people who said that to us. And that really was the ha-ha moment when we said within Reach Society, yes, indeed, they're right. It really is our celebration of our cultural esteem, and we need to promote that more widely so a lot more people in our community will come into that understanding, that awareness.
Excellent, excellent. So where do you see this initiative in 10 years from now?
It's always interesting to respond to a blue sky question, but my belief is that if as many parents, if as many church community social networks get involved in celebrating cultural esteem, in 10 years' time, virtually everyone in the modern Black community will have been involved in the celebration. And that's a good thing, because what that will mean is far more young people will have a good understanding of their family's stories and journey in this country, and far more young people will have a working understanding of the history of the community they're from. And they won't be sitting around waiting for someone outside of their community to tell them. They will be hearing it from the trusted messengers and the family members who are doing that and have been doing that for years. But for me, the other key point is that it will help the modern Black community to be comfortable with the habit of taking responsibility for not only transmitting, but also recording the progress that we are making in our community. So that's what I'd like to see become manifest within the next 10 years.
Yes, a great vision. And so what is the society's message to the community as a whole?
To be honest, it's not a complicated message. It's basically saying to all the parents, all the carers out there, please, please, please organize gatherings for family members and friends. And in the book, we also list 10, possibly 11 types of gatherings that parents and carers can organize. We also expect the faith groups and social groups to organize gatherings as well. So let me just run down a typical gathering. A Windrush Day Thanksgiving breakfast with your nearest and dearest, where you talk about people who've achieved, starting with family members and looking further afield. Or you might have a Windrush Day Thanksgiving luncheon where you do the same thing. Or you can have a dinner, sometimes referred to as a supper, where you meet with family and friends and you have that conversation, that sharing. Or you go a little further, you're organizing a supplementary school, and within that supplementary school, you use some of the examples listed on 13 pages within the book of achievers and contributors in the form of a quiz. And you enjoy that quiz with those young people in your supplementary school. Or if you belong to a network of professionals, you have a themed network occasion where you not only gather, but you also celebrate contributions and achievements. And again, I would say, start with people you know and go further afield. One of my favorites, for example, is Arthur Wint. And I became aware of Arthur's family through my wife, who knew his daughters. And when I looked into Arthur Wint's background, I discovered that he was the first captain of the Jamaica Olympic teams that came to the UK in 1948. And would you believe it, he distinguished himself by winning the gold medal in the 400-meter race. And he's gone on to achieve other accolades. So for me, he's one of my early favorites in terms of achievers. And for folks who know his name, they will also know that Arthur Wint qualified as a medical doctor in this country, practiced in this country for a while, practiced also in Jamaica, and later on became the representative for Jamaica at the High Commission. So he's had a tremendous career and is a wonderful example of a huge contributor.
Absolutely, and of course, the original Mary Seacole Memorial Association, you know, he oversaw the launch of that at the old Jamaica High Commission that was in Mayfair.
Indeed. And that had a wonderful outcome because they raised all the money they needed in order to have that statue in place, as we know at Guy's and St. Thomas's.
Right. Another important point for next year, and you're talking about great cultural innovation with this activity, is that it's Jamaica 60th anniversary next year. It's Trinidad's 60th anniversary next year. So that Windrush generation celebration is going to be major. So what are your plans?
Well, I think we know that there will be lots of people who have roots in those two islands will be organizing celebrations. And I know within Reach Society, we have a number of people who come from both of those islands, and we will be joining with them in marking those 60th anniversaries, because those milestones matter, and we shouldn't forget them. But what I can tell you is that Reach Society will be organizing a large gathering of our supporters, between the window of the 22nd of June through to the Sunday following, whereby we will be celebrating many, many milestones within the modern Black community. So you shouldn't be surprised to hear we're already on the lookout for the right venue. Ideally, it should be a restaurant owned by someone in our community where we can take it over for an evening and have lots of people sharing contributions, achievements, but while enjoying really fantastic food.
Absolutely. Great. So thank you very much, Dr. DWAIN Neal, OBE, Chair of Reach Society, and look forward to connecting again with you soon.
Rudy, thanks for the opportunity to promote our guide, and we sincerely hope as many people use it to enhance their gatherings. Yeah, thank you.
And just finally, where is it available? Where can they get the book?
You simply look on our website. It'll be one of the 6 in our collection, and use it to place orders, or just simply drop a message through to info@reachsociety.com, and you'll get the information you need in order to place an order. Yeah. And we've tried to make it a very affordable price. It's only $4.99 per copy.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rudy.
Take care.